Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void! This is a game between Pedrada and Presuel on Ruins of Seras. In the top right side of the map we have the red Zerg player, it is Pedrada. And in the bottom right side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Presuel. I don't recognize either of these words, I assume they are Spanish or Italian or something. Pedrada and Presuel. But I really have no idea. They seem like Romance languages, but otherwise I am entirely lost. Anyway, this is our weekly Bronze and Silver cast, brought to you on Friday nights. If you'd like to submit a replay for Into the Void from Bronze and Silver, go ahead and you can do so to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. If it doesn't say Into the Void in the subject, I will not read it. Fair warning. Once I get a whole bunch of them, I send them to my screeners, who are great people, like Spence, and the old dude is one of them too. Who else is doing this for me recently? I can't remember names. Benjamin, another guy there. Nolan has been involved. If I forgot your name, I apologize, but I love you all the same. Anyway, they look through those and send me the very, very best ones to cast, and that's what I do. So they spend a lot of time helping me out. I do get quite a few Mid-Rank Madness and Into the Void replays, so if you don't get chosen, please don't take it personally. We're just trying to get the best of the best out there, and that's what we end up with. No, not everybody can be a winner. So like I said, and like I say every week on Into the Void, these players are not your mama's Bronze and Silver Leaguers that you knew back in the day in Wings of Liberty. These guys have build orders, man. At least at the beginning they do. I mean, look at this. Hatch first into pool for Pedrada. No gas, which seems odd. I'm not sure what the intent is there, whether going for another hatch or getting an extractor sometime soon. Meanwhile, our Terran player is pulling up a fairly well approximation of a command center first into double barracks for pressure with gas mixed in. So again, this is a standard build, it's not like this is a Reaper expand, but it might work out. I see him spending his money well. He's keeping up with supply depots. He's continuing to make SCVs. There we go. Look at that SCV production. Looking great there. Pedrada is also continuing with drone production, getting queens now that the spawning pool is out. He knows the importance of queens. I mean, again, these guys know what they're doing. What the problem is, though, is that when they actually start fighting, then they kind of lose track of things like macro and micro, and things can generally turn into a bit of a slugfest. Which is why we watch, because we see weird stuff we normally don't see when we watch the pros. Sometimes that can be fairly cookie cutter, and it's high level cookie cutter, so it's exciting stuff, absolutely, but at the same time we get some different weird strategies, some different weird decisions at the lower levels, and that is what makes StarCraft 2 fun sometimes. Alright, so Zerglings heading on down south toward the opponent. The Overlord did scout things out. Overlord scout, again, from Pedrada. Just amazing play from these guys. APM to this point, 123 for Pedrada, 50 for our Terran player at Presuel. I think I'm saying these words right, but I'm not entirely sure. Why did you stop, Lings? Some more Lings are here too. Okay, so these early Lings might be a bit of a problem for our Zerg player. It's not hard for a Terran to hold off a bunch of slow Lings in the early game, especially if they don't have speed. And these could be drones. They could be drones. Look, it's 25 to 17 harvesters. Right now, you are behind, Zerg player. If you don't kill a lot of stuff right now, you are toast. Killing an SCV is nice. Oh man, but they're slow. Did I mention they're slow? Oh, they don't even kill it. They let it go. They're not going to be distracted from their goal of trying to kill the Terran player. There's a bunker here. There's a couple Marines inside the bunker. There's a full wall off now. Presuel knows there are Lings coming. Yes, it locks down this base fairly well, and I don't know why he got mules there. He's basically hoping the Lings decide to run up to this bunker and kill it, but nope, the Lings are too smart for that. Going right after these SCVs, a full retreat by the SCVs, and this is under lockdown right now. Presuel not able to mine from here at all without losing SCVs. No, SCVs fighting for their lives. A couple Marines mixed in too. Oh, SCV does end up falling there, and pretty good micro on display from the SCVs. They do manage to clean up all of those Lings. There goes the final one there. How many SCVs have been killed? 4? I mean, so 4 Lings there versus 8 Lings, or 4 SCVs versus 8 Lings. Not a fair trade. Not a fair trade. Like I said, if you don't do something with those Lings, you're going to be behind in economy, as is not the case. Pedrada up to 31 workers. Whoa, he was droning behind that hard. And he's going for a lair, and he's getting a Spore Crawler. He knows about drops. He's been dropped before. He knows that feeling, and he gets a full Overlord scout through the main base of Presuel. So, alright, Pedrada's doing better than I'm giving him credit for. Well done, my good man. Factory mixed in here, too, with another factory. So, double factory with 3 racks, which I guess could be used for tanks and Widow Mines, but usually you just see maybe 1 for every 3, and then you kind of add on from there. Pretty good stutter step there on the Marines to take down that Overlord. Somebody's been watching Bomber recently, or maybe even Marine Lord. So double extractor here on the second base. Nobody on these yet, which is kind of a concern. As a Zerg player, you need gas more than anything else, really. And there it is, getting that gas income. Super useful. Scan, nicely scanned and timed by presuel. Double evolution chamber there. More and more drones coming out. There's an idle drone that should probably be going back to work. Add-ons, reactor, tech lab, and tech lab. So I think we're going to see tanks. We're going to see tanks out of these factories. A Marine Marauder tank play, which is standard. I mean, really nothing weird about that at all from presuel. He knows what he's doing, but again, haven't really seen any major pitched battles to this point. Drones hanging out here too. Again, worker count, how are we looking now? 42 to 34. Still in the lead here is Pedrada taking a third base. Maybe a little bit late considering the timing on this expansion for presuel, but you know what? Okay. Working out, has a queen ready to go here too. Could throw down a creep tumor. There's another creep tumor coming, continuing to spread creep out of this natural base. Roach Warren +1/+1 on his ground carapace and ground attack, melee attack, and an infestation pit. 6-minute infestation pit here today. Not too shabby at all. More and more missile turrets. Presuel's really worried about mutas, I think, although I don't know why, as he did not scan Aspire, because there isn't one. So a bit of an overreaction here possibly from our Terran player, but that's okay. That's alright. 6-minute infestation pit. Nicely done, Pedrada. Inject. Ready, set, go. Alright, so injects could be a bit of a problem, but that's okay. At this level, again, your injects don't have to be perfect, but if you could avoid that 200 energy mark, it's a high recommendation. As metabolic boost is coming out, but it is late. It is super late here. These lings and what the... Alright, so presuel had the idea of building missile turrets right next to the Zerg base. It didn't really work out, which is okay. It was an interesting decision. Overseer mixed on in here too. Walks right through a missile turret, takes some direct shots to the face, but didn't really see anything new here. Tanks in production, a hive on the way, 7-minute hive, 6 sub-7-minute hive from Pedrada. I apologize, that's what that was. And here comes the push, bunch of Marines. With +0/+0. No upgrades for our Terran player. Upgrades for our Zerg, which does not bode well for the Terran player. Lings. Be so careful, Lings. Don't do it, Lings. Why would you attack this, Lings? There we go. Backing out. More missile turrets. presuel really thinks there are mutas coming his way. He really does. And I mean, there's not. Galil reconstitution, roaches, upgrades for Lings. We're going to see Ling Roach, if nothing else, to this point. Some spine crawlers getting mixed in too, because you know what? Again, Pedrada has lost to drops before. And obviously... presuel has lost to mutas, so they are determined not to let that happen again. Tanks setting up with the slow, inexorable march of a tank line from presuel. Gonna try to kill some creep tumors here with his Marines. Do they have stim yet? No. No stim and no combat shield, so that's a bit of a problem too. If you are doing this and you have a tech lab, get these upgrades. They are all very good. Unless you don't have any Marauders, and then don't get concussive shells. But otherwise... keep it up. Some roaches trying to sneak on from a flank attack, and it's from the top side. Lings and roaches too. So actually, nice pincer here from Pedrada. Is it enough though? The tanks are putting in work. 2 kills, 7 kills, 1 kill there. Are there enough roaches to get through here? Roaches taking extra damage from the tanks. Reinforcing roaches coming up. Could be enough, but reinforcing Marines here too, and more tanks in the back. Oh, look at the range on these guys. Ouch. Ouch indeed. So a bunch of tanks did die, but a bunch of roaches died there too. And now, continuing to threaten is presuel. He's going to go be slow and be steady. And there's an Ultra Cavern. 8-minute Ultra Cavern. Whenever I try to do this against Terran, I get killed because rushing Ultra means you don't have that many units. And, I mean, maybe this isn't rushing Ultras, considering Pedrada is able to get 17 roaches in production. Nicely done. +1 carapace, I like that too. It really helps against tanks to have +1 on your roaches. But this many tanks, I don't know. Tank count looking very healthy indeed. 5 tanks spread out evenly. A bunker being thrown right on the edge of the creep here too. A place to retreat, filling it, ejecting it, filling it again. presuel can't quite decide what he wants to do. Another missile turret being built by an injured SCV. Can the Terran player do this before the Ultras pop out? I do not know. Roaches sneaking right on in, getting rid of some Marines. Not quite focusing on anything right now. Do they want to get the tanks? Kind of. Do they want to get Marines? Kind of. And they do get one of the tanks, a couple of the Marines. Getting this bunker is difficult when there are so many tanks shelling you. Can they? No, they don't even get the bunker. It's burning down, and SCV can repair that. I'm not sure if there are any at the front lines anymore, though. And pushing right on in are the Marines, taking a few casualties there. More Lings getting mixed in. Is there enough money for Ultras? Yes. Yes, there is. I don't know if Pedrada's focusing on that right now. He's going to lose that third base. The Lings sneaking around from the backside. Can they kill this tank? They're not even trying. They're just doing a run-by, which seems odd with 3 Lings, but that's A-okay. Again, and no upgrades on these Marines. Fully unupgraded Marines taking down a hatch with the support of the siege tank. There's actually somebody who did a full playthrough on Brutal of Wings of Liberty with unupgraded Marines, like all the way to the final mission. I don't know if he ever actually completed it, but it was incredible stuff. Marines are good against the AI, but maybe not so good against actual people, as the Lings do get taken out there. Marines, ow, the rally for the Roaches is there. Okay, Pedrada, you have an Ultralisk Cavern. Use it. Get chitinous plating. Build some Ultras. You have enough resources to do so. I don't know why he's not doing this. Roaches are good, especially with the upgrades. Again, the +2 armor, a godsend right now for Pedrada. And I mean, he's taking out Marines. He's doing fairly well here, but as soon as the tanks show up, that extra damage locks on in here. 25 damage versus armored, not even when in siege mode. And the Terran player continuing to push forward. Bank not very high for either of these players. We're actually seeing some not bad play here at Into the Void this week. Baneling Nest and 3 Ultras with chitinous plating on the way. This might be the end of the game for Presuel. That many Ultralisks on the way just absolutely will destroy this Terran composition with no upgrades at all. If the tanks are in good position and they're allowed to shell the Ultras for a while, they could maybe take care of this. But man, that +2 armor that he already has with chitinous plating, that doesn't take that long to research. As we see, they're almost 50% complete. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, there's a contain here, and it's fairly scary, but Ultras might be the absolutely perfect way to go. Here come 3 Ultras and a handful of Roaches, again shelling the Ultras. 1 Ultra dies immediately, but tanks getting cleaved in 2 here. The +2 attack on the Ultras doing very well. Another Ultra does end up falling. This guy's up to 10 kills. Roaches finishing off that tank, and the contain is cleared out. Pedrada handles it handily. Long distance mining here from Presuel. He's been spending his money very well. Okay, so wait. No. Just mine this. Why long distance mine? You have open mineral patches here. Do that instead. Also here, open mineral patches. Presuel might be a little too preoccupied with what's going on at the front, as we see at these lower level games. He really should just be having about 16 workers over here, and maybe, like it says, about 10, maybe 9 or 10 here, to get that income up. Instead, he's long distance mining from this third mineral or the third base. I don't know why. Trying to save up enough money to get a command center, but at the same time getting a starport and getting combat shield. So combat shield is not what you want to do. Marines are not the answer against Ultras. I know you think this gives them an extra 10 hit points and it's great, but against Ultras, Marines are essentially useless here. 7 armor on these guys, +2 attack on the Kaiser Blades. I mean, 7 armor, which basically means the Marines doing 6 damage do almost nothing to these Ultras when they're attacking them. The tanks are what you really need to go for here. And yes, another factory up, double pumping tanks is Presuel, but +3 melee attack here for the Zerg player. Ultras trundling down. Ultra count right now is at a healthy 4 with more and more Roaches in production. Did he ever get Roach speed? He did. He got Glior Reconstitution. Yes, he did. 4.2. on the creep. And again, this weird spot over here, if you assume mutas and your opponent doesn't go mutas, not a good feeling. Ling run by into the space, pinning a tank against that factory. Dead. Marines dead. Yep, Ultras mixed in here too. Roaches, the army trying to come back here, but look at these Marines. They are barely denting. Barely denting. The tank's doing some work, right? So the tank is definitely helping here. But 13 kills on that Ultra. Can he get into the tank's area of attack? Yes, he can. Look. 2, 1, and no. The Ultra lives. 17 kills on that Ultra. Presuel's defeated. Pedrada's victorious. And Presuel has left the game. Look at that guy. 1 hit point left. 70 kills on that Ultra. Rank Assassin. He took out a tank and like 18 upgraded Marines by his lonesome. Okay, maybe 16? Maybe 16 upgraded Marines? Unupgraded Marines? Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't make Marines against Ultras. Not a good look at all. The pressure was good, but again, I think just wasting so many resources on missile turrets when he didn't actually need those really hurt Presuel. He didn't have the income he needed on these bases to really keep up with production either. In the end, the army supplies were just definitely ahead for Pedrada. The Ling Ultra combo worked because the tank count wasn't high, the Marauder count wasn't high, there were no ghosts. These Ling run-bys were also, I mean, not really Ling run-bys, they're more finishing moves, but it worked out. So that's it, and that's it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, and you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.